Yeah, but we will be starting off this next match though. And Milan's team, Zenith's team, the Birthday Boys team, Sand. Sand and salt and pepper? Is that correct enough? It's a Sand team with Scovillain. He does have Scovillainite on his Scovillain and Tyranitar, it's just one of those. He can choose whichever Mega he wants to run. But Vasti running the Charizardite Y. It's Charizard Y again, because of course, why wouldn't you run Charizard Y? But the interesting thing here is his Basculegion is Mystic Water. It's not a Focus Sash. In fact, his Focus Sash belongs to this Glimora. And remember that I said earlier, Jamie, that Glimora has been seen a lot lately just to deal with other Charizard. But unfortunately, again, sorry, but here we don't see a Charizard. Vasti will be leading with Glimora and Whimsicott, while Milan, Zenith, will be leading with Scovillain and Basculegion. Basculegion in a very good position right now to just run away with beating up that Glimora, but it does have a Focus Sash. Glimora is shaping up to be one of the better leads here. But yeah. May, can you take over real quick? I have to settle a quick issue.
Okay. So again, I am very interested to see how this Glimora will play during this match, as well as the Scovillain, because I have not seen how Scovillain fares in matches. So here we have the Scovillain Mega Evolving. And the Glimora with the Spiky Shield. So we have Vasti's Whimsicott as well going for a Tailwind. And the Basculegion going for that flip turn into the Whimsicott. So what will be swapping out?
So I'm back real quick. Basculegion did flip turn out, and in comes Felvis, the Corviknight on Zenith's side of the field. But again, you can't leave a Scovillain alone to do anything.
Oh, that's a crazy Pokemon taking out that Whimsicott.
Now the funny thing here is Whimsicott seems to be an attractant for overheat.
Right.
In every match we've spectated that has a Whimsicott, it has eaten or dodged an overheat.
Correct there.
Oh, then interestingly here, the Charizard on Vasti's side of the field has entered, and if it Mega Evolves, well, it's gonna bring in the Sun, and it's kind of going to slightly negate the overheat special attack drop, but well, special attack drop is still a special attack drop, and not like Glimora cares too much if it gets burnt. But yeah, we will be seeing Milan pull out his Corviknight here and send in Tyranitar. Tyranitar bringing in the weather, but that sandstorm is immediately going to be overwritten by the Sun here, brought in by Charizard, Mega Charizard Y. Drought comes in just as the Sandstream came in. But Mega Scovillain going, yeah, I'm gonna keep my teammate protected, goes for the Rage Powder. Spicy Spray, of course, is just a way better Flame Body these days. Heat Wave will be coming from the Charizard, and that just did a pretty good amount of damage onto the Tyranitar here. Approximately 25%, but wow. And the Glimora did get a burn for its trouble, and that Focus Sash is no longer helpful for it. So that might have been what Zenith was aiming for, just to get rid of that Glimora's Focus Sash while allowing his own Basculegion into a position here wherein he can probably beat up this Charizard. Well, if we were to look at the team sheets real quick, actually I do want to see that team sheet. There's no way the Tyranitar doesn't have Rock Slide, and it does. Rock Slide smacking straight into this Charizard here was going to KO it regardless. But Vasti sees it and goes, yeah, I'm not letting you take out my Charizard. Swaps it out. But yeah, the Basculegion here goes for a flip turn onto this Glimora right after eating a Power Gem. Critical hit though, but
Ooh.
the toxic debris will be coming from that Glimora. Again, there's a lot of back and forth here with the statuses. And yeah, to make sure that the incoming Pokemon doesn't get status, it's not like Corviknight can actually get poisoned by the toxic debris. The Basculegion, on the other hand, when it comes back in later, it's probably not gonna have the greatest time. But yeah, Zenith probably doesn't need the sand right now. He probably recognizes it and goes, yeah, the sand stream would have been really nice to have. But then the Garchomp on Vasti's side of the field would have it'd be a little comfortable in the sand. So it probably is for the best, generally, that the sun is up. While it does give Charizard a pretty good advantage, it allows this Tyranitar to just run away with the game here if it manages to just KO this Charizard along with stalling out the Garchomp. I mean, the Basculegion is still in the back. Oh, Zenith will be protecting his Tyranitar here. And the opposing Garchomp from Vasti's side of the field will be going for a Rock Slide. Doesn't do that much damage into the Corviknight. But yeah, the Charizard, calling it out, goes for a Weather Ball into the Tyranitar. An interesting choice there. And Brave Bird hitting into that Charizard from the Corviknight doesn't do too much damage, but definitely puts it on a very good position. Tailwind did, however, just run out on Vasti's side of the field, but I don't think that mattered all too much other than for the Basculegion. It's not like Corviknight and Tyranitar are especially fast Pokemon to begin with, but you never know, actually. I mean, the speed tiers here, they're very much in Vasti's favor, but we do know that... Okay, the Rock Slide just missed Corviknight, which may have been pretty integral. If the Corviknight here chooses to go for a Tailwind, that might just be enough to make sure that there's no way to be outsped. Solar Beam does KO the Tyranitar, allowing Zenith to come in with his Basculegion pretty easy, a clean switch. But there will be no Tailwind coming from this... There will be no Tailwind coming from the Corviknight. Zenith just sees it. Why should I go for the Tailwind? I can just go for the KO. These are Vasti's last two Pokemon anyway. Pretty high risk, but then this Garchomp's gonna have to deal with, well, a very angry fish in the form of Basculegion. And, well, yeah, it does get toxicated there. Not intoxicated, just gets toxicked. Badly poisoned by the toxic spikes earlier from Glimora, the toxic debris. But this Garchomp's kind of gonna have to fight an uphill battle. This Basculegion is gonna be able to hit it with everything it's got, either Last Respects or... Well, yeah, it just goes for the Last Respects because the sun is up. And yeah, it does survive with Citrus Berry, heals it up a little. Question is... Oh, this Corviknight is just... I was about to say, will it connect into this Corviknight enough to flinch it? But no. The Corviknight is just going for the bulk up. That... No flinch, no problem. Sunlight has faded. This Basculegion is still in a very, very healthy position, despite it, you know, dying. Or rather, about to faint here. But, yeah, it can go for another Last Respect. It is wearing a Choice Scarf, so it's definitely gonna be much faster than this Garchomp. So, okay, Last Respects will be hitting it and KOing it 100%. So Vasti's gonna have to make several adjustments for game 2 here. Game 1 will be going to Zenith.
Okay, so for me, Vince, that was an interesting match. It's been a while since I've seen a Corviknight, so seeing the Corviknight do that much was amazing.
Corviknight should A lot of people shouldn't be sleeping on Corviknight, honestly. It's an incredible Pokemon. I mean, it did replace Skarmory. Skarmory may have a Mega these days, but if you're looking for something more balanced, just fits on practically everything, Corviknight's just a Swiss Army knife.
Ah.
Crazy Pokemon. So, what are your thoughts on this? How are the leads gonna play out?
Let's see. I am not sure how Vasti will adjust. It seems like the Corviknight was something I think Vasti left alone,
Yeah.
right? So perhaps an adjustment to try and figure out how to navigate with that Corviknight. I think it shouldn't be left alone on my end.
Well, a lot of the time, a lot of people just leave the defensive Pokemon alone, but that can be their undoing. But this wasn't just a defensive Pokemon, it was a bulky bruiser.
Right.
And we will be seeing a lead adjustment from Zenith, who actually won the previous game, but the same leads will be coming from Vasti's side of the field. The Glimmora and the Whimsicott are still there, in a good position to just go for the Tailwind, the Helping Hand, whatever it wants to do, what have you. And, well, Glimmora can do very Glimmora things. This Excadrill, though, it won't be able to KO the Glimmora in one hit because of that Focus Sash, but it does have Sand Rush available to it because of the Sand Stream. And I don't think it's gonna have to care too much if it has to KO the Glimmora in one hit. That can be dealt with by a follow-up from its teammate Tyranitar, and they can actually deal with this pretty easily because Whimsicott is still a Fairy type. If Vasti will be going for defensive play here, going for Tailwind and Spiky Shield, but will the Excadrill be? Yes, he will be using Iron Head into that Whimsicott, taking it out, probably being a little more wary of the possibility of a Spiky Shield there from the Glimmora, and, well, it's not like he can take it out in one hit, like I said earlier. Rock Slide will be coming from the Tyranitar, probably to just poke the Glimmora just a little, enough for the incoming Earthquake to do enough of what it wants to do. Vasti will be sending out his Garchomp here, and not like it'll be in a pretty difficult position to Earthquake for either of these. No, actually, the Tyranitar on Zenith's side of the field will be able to protect here, and Earthquake coming from the Excadrill is no joke. But instead, Zenith will be pulling out his Tyranitar and sending this Corviknight in. Vasti going for a Rock Slide.
It seems at least this Rock Slide actually connected.
Yeah. And it just doesn't do anything to the Corviknight because it's flying, but it will practically take out that Glimmora without its sash. It just wouldn't be able to do anything. Does almost 50% on the Garchomp though.
Okay.
Toxic Debris for its troubles.
Oh.
The Earth Power coming from the Glimmora. Just, again, no stab, no KO.
Right.
But very much in KO range, especially for that Garchomp. But the more interesting thing here is the Garchomp went before the Excadrill. It's faster? Huh.
If I remember, Vince, there was still Tailwind on Vasti's side.
Right. Tailwind is still up on Vasti's side, allowing it to outspeed, but the Rock Slide finally does connect into the Corviknight along with this Power Gem, just not enough to take it out. And instead of a aggressive option here, this Corviknight just went for a Tailwind. And
so Zenith going for more speed control.
Yeah, this is the last turn of speed control on Vasti's side of the field though. So if Zenith really wanted, he can stall out Tailwind. And Vasti will be using Spiky Shield here. And I guess it's a speed tie with the Garchomp. Huh. Interesting. Garchomp not getting KO, just pretty darn bulky. Also going for Earthquake. Everyone's just Earthquaking left and right. Both ground types, trying to take out the opposing ground type here.
Okay, right.
The Corviknight, however, has not yet acted.
This is an interesting play.
Development,
Yeah.
yes.
It's more on using the ground moves and capitalizing on that weather, right?
Yeah, but yeah, this
Oh.
is exactly why you shouldn't be.
They traded.
That was a
Yeah.
heck of a trade. Corviknight showing exactly why you don't sleep on Corviknight. Again, this Corviknight is just a bruiser. Tailwind will be gone on Vasti's side of the field. Zenith now in the much better position, being able to outspeed everything. Even this Tyranitar should be able to outspeed that Glimora. But, okay. So, there will be no Tyranitar coming in. Zenith probably sees the opportunity. Yeah, Vasti is probably going to go for the Drought here, and he's gonna take the Drought out. I mean, the Corviknight, yeah, the sand is about to be gone this turn anyway. It's not like he wanted to come in on this turn with the Tyranitar. However, Vasti is stuck with his last Pokemon, which is the Charizard. It's going to have to Mega Evolve, but if he manages to not Mega Evolve it this turn, he would have been able to stall out the sand and waited for the Tyranitar to come in. But he really needs the Drought in order to take out either the Basculegion or to do substantial damage with the Heat Wave. So it's kind of in a strange position. Glimora tries to do a double protect with a spiky shield. Vasti trying to protect both of his Pokemon, but yeah, just no dice here.
Okay, so more on the defensive play this round.
Yeah, but
the Glimora.
the Glimora just, again, toxic debris comes out from the Glimora, but yeah, there wasn't too much that could be done there. Vasti was hoping on a Hail Mary for that double protect and just didn't happen. Vasti is in a pretty tough position.
Okay, so it's that Charizard and
Yeah, the Charizard along with the... Well, it's just the lone Charizard now.
it's the lone Charizard.
And Flip Turn will be coming out from the Basculegion. And
As you said, Vince, the Tyranitar will be coming in and changing the weather.
right, so any Weather Balls coming from this Charizard will now be Rock type, which I believe Corviknight would rather take rather than a Fire type Weather Ball, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much, especially with how much HP this Corviknight has left. And it's probably willing to take out the remaining HP it has, again with a series of Brave Birds. But Heat Wave will come from the Charizard, does nearly nothing to...
Because without the drought, right?
Without the sun, it just doesn't do as much damage as you'd like it to do. And Tyranitar in the Sandstorm just has an even higher amount of... It has even more special defense. If you didn't know, for anyone out there who didn't know, Rock types gain 50% special defense boost in the sand.
Oh.
And, well, Charizard has 8 HP.
So, very interesting. Very nice gameplay from Vasti and Zenith.
Yeah,
here.
Zenith and Vasti giving it their all. Zenith with very good positioning there. Vasti doing the absolute best he can, being as threatening as he possibly could. But Zenith saw right through it. Both players did amazingly, and yeah, that was another incredible match.